Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all doing well. My name's Kimmy. Today I wanted to go over 10 things I wish I knew before becoming a mama. So before we get into that, I would really love it if you wanted to subscribe to my channel so you can keep seeing more videos from me and join my growing family here on YouTube. And give this video a big thumbs up if you do enjoy videos like this. And let's get right into it. So the first thing that I think is probably the most important thing is that every baby is different. So everything you learn from the internet, everything your mom tells you, your grandma tells you, your sisters, your friends, the rest of your family, books you read, podcasts you listen to, everything you learn might work for them, but might not work at all for your child, okay? Every baby is different. So when you're learning all of these things and taking in all this information, it's really important to take everything with a grain of salt and try the things, but if it doesn't work, give you and your baby grace because it might just not work for your baby, and that's okay. For me, I drove myself crazy researching all the things, okay? Any question I had, I would research it and drive myself crazy, learning all of these different things where one person said this thing was the way to go and another person said, no, that doesn't work at all, try this instead. My mom said one thing, my stepmom said another, my mother-in-law a completely different thing. And I was always just so confused, so stressed out, and so overwhelmed. And if I could go back in time, I would tell myself, every baby is different. And you have to just trust your mom tuition and do what you think is right for your baby. And it took me until just like a week ago to just kind of tell my baby, like, all right, I'm going to listen to you and just do whatever you need me to do, right? I was trying so hard to train her to do something and it wasn't working. It was stressing her out, it was stressing me out. And so I told her one morning, I'm like, you know what? Nope, we're gonna do what you want. I'm gonna let you lead. And we had a much better day that day. And from then on out, as I've just kind of taken things as they go and listening to my mom tuition and listening to her, things have gotten a lot better. Number 2 is breastfeeding hurts, okay? And not just because if you have a poor latch or something, your nipples, regardless of how good your baby is latching, even if they're latching properly, your nipples get so sore, like unreal sore. And then also to boot, when you fill up with milk and it's about time to breastfeed, or it's overtime, like your baby is still sleeping, or like you haven't had a chance to breastfeed because you're on the go or something like that, your boobs feel like they're going to explode and your nipples feel like they're gonna fall off. Breastfeeding hurts. It is not for the faint of heart. It is not easy for most of us. I know there's some women out there, like my best friend, where it's just easy as can be and they're breastfeeding champions. But for the majority of us out there, it's not that easy and it just doesn't come that naturally. However, it is the most magical and special time that I wouldn't trade for the world, knowing that I am the only one that can do this for my baby and that my milk is exactly everything and all that she needs. It's the most amazing and empowering thing ever to know that I have everything that she needs to survive. Like, as long as she has me, she's good. That's all she needs is me. And that might be so draining, but at the same time, it's so wonderful. Truly so wonderful. Number 3, diapers don't really smell that bad, or at least newborn diapers, all right? Newborn diapers kind of just smell like milk that's kind of gone a little bit bad, but it's not a very pungent smell, and you have to be like right up in there to smell it anyway. Now her diaper pail smells real bad. That one smells like rotten cheese. But her diapers, as you're changing them, don't smell that bad at all. I know that's going to change drastically once we start introducing solids into her diet. But her little breastfed booty doesn't smell that bad at all, and it's not a big deal. Number 4, you never know how big your baby is going to be when they're born. So I highly suggest having enough of different sizes to last you at least a few days, if not a week. Because I thought my baby was going to be a lot bigger than she was, and turns out she needed preemie clothes, and I didn't have any preemie clothes. She was drowning in newborn clothing and diapers for the first week of her life. Almost 2 weeks of her life. I had to go buy her preemie clothes, and we were folding those newborn diapers up quite a bit, and it was ridiculous. So I highly suggest getting enough preemie, newborn, and 0 to 3 month clothes to at least last you about a week to kind of help you kind of fill in that gap of wherever your baby might fall into size-wise, so they're not drowning, or you only have too small of things and they don't fit at all because your baby is too big. I wish I had known that, because I needed to go buy her preemie clothes and overnight those things to us. Number 5, this is truly a full-time job. I don't know how moms get anything done. I am just starting to figure that out right now, because she's finally taking her naps, not needing to be held the whole time. Up until right now, I was stuck to her like glue. I couldn't do anything. If we woke up at 8 a.m., it took me until noon to wash my face, brush my teeth, eat breakfast, and go poop. Because in the meantime, I'm breastfeeding her constantly, changing her diaper constantly, getting her dressed constantly, keeping her happy, and trying to get her to go to sleep. All within those 4 hours, where those 4 things that I needed to do would have taken me 15 minutes. Normally, it took me 4 hours the last month and a half, because I needed to take care of her every minute of every day. How moms do it, I don't know, especially when moms have more than one child. How do you do it? I'm still figuring that out. Number 6, babies breathe really weird. They make grunting noises, they make choking noises, and it sounds really crazy. I remember one night she woke me up out of the dead of my sleep sounding like she was choking. I go and look at her, and she's perfectly fine. She's breathing normally. She's perfectly okay. She's just going. It's so weird, but she's totally fine. And I remember asking her pediatrician about it. He's like, yeah, babies just are extra congested and it's totally fine. Don't even worry about it. Okay. Another thing she does that took me took me a few tries to realize what she was doing, is she laughs in her sleep, and it also kind of sounds like she's choking. But it's really, really cute. I go look at her and she's smiling. So babies breathe really weird. Don't freak out. Definitely go check on them to make sure that they are okay. But just know that babies breathe weird, and if you notice your baby, they're fine. Number 7. This is probably a given, but babies need to poop. Okay? For whatever reason, my hospital told me that it would be totally normal for her not to poop for 3 days. Well, that happened. She didn't poop for 3 days. On the 3rd day of her life, she hadn't pooped. She was super constipated, super uncomfortable, and super pissed, and was crying all afternoon into the evening, wouldn't and couldn't stop. My husband and I are trying to figure out what's going on. We're like, the hospital said it would be normal for her not to poop, but she seems constipated. Go figure. And so we kind of told ourselves, like, if she doesn't poop by midnight, we're going to take her to Instacare. She hadn't pooped by midnight. We take her to Instacare. They go and take her temperature rectally, and she instantaneously poops. And as that happened, it was so cute. She sighs in relief, like, poops everywhere. The poor thing just needed to poop. That's all she needed. And we asked the doctor there, we told him what the hospital had said, and he's like, yeah, no, maybe a day, but definitely not 3 days. So they gave us some suggestions of what to do if that happens again. I think they said grape water or like fruit juice mixed with water, which you're not really supposed to give newborns something like that, but if they're constipated, apparently that's okay. Or putting something in their anus to help relieve them. Baby girl just woke up. She's super hungry, so she is nursing right down here. So if you hear drinking noises, that's what that is. All right, moving on to number 8. Some babies are born too small to be able to nurse on their own. I had no idea. My baby was born underweight, even though she was only a day before her due date that she was born. She was born 5 pounds and 12 ounces and just wasn't strong enough to suck out the colostrum. So colostrum is the beginning of the breast milk, and it's a lot thicker and heartier and a lot more nutrient dense than regular breast milk. But because it's thicker and she was so small, she just wasn't strong enough to suck it out. So I was really, really stressed out when she was first born, trying to get her to nurse, because she'd fall asleep within 2 seconds, or she'd get really, really frustrated and just wouldn't do it. So we had to supplement with formula until my darling best friend taught me how to hand express the colostrum, and we were able to feed her through a syringe until my breast milk came in, and she was able to nurse on her own. So I wouldn't say it's normal for that to happen, but it just happens when they're just too tiny and just not strong enough to nurse on their own yet. So if that happens to you, I highly suggest learning how to hand express. I, for whatever reason, heard about it, but never really thought about learning how to do it. And I wish I had, because I would have been able to feed her my own colostrum a lot sooner, and would have been able to harvest a lot more prior to my breast milk coming in. And again, staying on the breastfeeding note, number 9 is that breastfeeding takes patience. Okay, it's not easy. It's not a walk in the park. For some women, it does come naturally and it is super easy for them, but it's not for the majority of us. It takes patience with yourself, patience with your body, and patience with your baby, because it takes a lot of time. It hurts, and it's a learning curve. You and your baby are both learning how to do this. She has started to do this thing where she plays with my nipple. She goes, oh, it's really funny. She was just doing that. Anyway, it's a learning curve, right? You and your baby are both learning how to do this, and just takes a lot of patience. And it is a supply and demand thing. If you are demanding it of your body, you will have enough supply to feed your baby. But if you are not demanding it, it'll also go away. So don't think that you aren't producing enough milk for your baby. If you're demanding it of your body, you will be supplying enough. Babies will also cluster feed to build up your supply when they're going through a growth spurt. So if they're eating like constantly, that's called cluster feeding, and it's just kind of their way of telling your body, hey, I need more milk, so it will supply more. And then lastly, number 10 are leaps, developmental leaps. I had no idea what these were. And then around week 5, she was getting extra clingy, extra cranky, eating a lot more, and not wanting to sleep, and having all of these weird symptoms that I started looking up. And I found out that she was going through her first developmental leap. What is that, you ask? So every so often they go through these developmental leaps where their brain changes a lot, their perception changes a lot, they're able to do different things, and comes with weird symptoms like crankiness, clinginess, and a bunch of other wonderful, super fun things. So they don't last very long. These leaps last a couple of days, and they pass. So I wish I had known about them, and I wish I had known that this too shall pass. And then one more bonus thing that I want to mention to you guys is this app that I use to track her sleeping and eating and poops and things like that. Because without it, I wouldn't remember which side to give her for breastfeeding. And as I've been trying to figure out her like sleep and wake windows, it's come in clutch to kind of monitor how long she's been sleeping, to make sure she's sleeping enough, or make sure she's been awake for long enough so that she's not under or overtired. It's been a game changer for me. So I'm going to put the name of it here, or if I can post a picture of it, I will put that here, and I'll definitely put a link down in the description for you guys. This is not like required. You don't have to do this as a new mom, but if you're like me and you feel like you're losing your mind and you can't keep track of anything, this app has been a game changer for me. So I would highly suggest you downloading it. It is totally free. There's a lot of ones out there that you have to pay for, and that was really annoying to try and filter to find one that I liked that was free. So I'll link that down below for you guys. All right, well, that's everything for this video. Thank you so much for hanging out and listening to me. I hope this helps somebody out there, just to kind of let you know, I don't know, something to help prepare you for new life as a mom. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you can keep seeing more videos from me. I would love to have you join my growing family here as she plays with my nipple. And don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you did enjoy it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.